the simulation hypothesis, the mind-bending theory that suggests our entire reality might just be a hyper-advanced computer simulation. This idea has been around for centuries in one form or another, but it was only in recent years that it gained serious attention. Thinkers like Nick Bostrom, Elon Musk, and Neil deGrasse Tyson have openly pondered its plausibility. Let's start with a question. How far has our technology come? In just a few decades, we've gone from simple video games to immersive VR experiences that feel like alternate worlds. Now imagine that humanity keeps evolving, growing, and advancing for hundreds, even thousands of years. How advanced would our simulations be then? In the not-so-distant future, it's plausible that we could create entire universes, maybe even entire lives, inside a computer. And here's where Nick Bostrom, a philosopher from Oxford, introduces his famous argument. He suggests that in any advanced civilization, there are three possibilities. 1, they go extinct before reaching the capability to create a simulation. 2, they reach that point but choose not to simulate their ancestors. 3, or they reach that point and create numerous simulations, so many that it becomes statistically more likely we're in one of those simulations rather than in the original reality. And here's the kicker. If the third scenario is true, it would mean our universe is just one of countless simulations, maybe created by a civilization that is thousands, even millions of years more advanced than ours. Now let me ask you, have you ever felt like something was off? A glitch in the Matrix? Déjà vu that left you uneasy? What if those strange moments were small cracks in the simulation? Now you might be wondering, why do we take this hypothesis seriously? Are there signs that suggest we could be living in a simulated world? Let's start with quantum mechanics. In the realm of the very small, particles act in ways that defy all logic. Electrons, for example, exist in a superposition state, behaving like both particles and waves until they're observed. It's as if they only decide to exist in one state once we look at them. Almost like the pixels in a video game, rendering only when they're needed on the screen. This observation led scientists to ponder whether our universe could be like a program, with resources allocated only where necessary. Just like your computer doesn't render every single pixel of a game's world unless you're looking in that direction, perhaps our reality doesn't render every possible detail until it's observed. Here's another point to consider. The laws of our universe are governed by specific codes, mathematical formulas and constants that keep everything in balance. And they're precise, almost too precise. Physicists like Max Tegmark have proposed that if our universe is in fact governed by mathematical laws, it could be programmed to operate in exactly this way. Imagine, for a moment, that this entire universe is like a computer program, that you, right now, are an incredibly sophisticated artificial intelligence experiencing a life that feels completely real. Doesn't that make you wonder about every decision, every emotion, every thought you've ever had? If this hypothesis is true, it could change everything. Every hardship, every triumph. It would all have been coded, scripted. If we're simulated beings, are we merely puppets playing out the intentions of our creators? Or do we have free will, even within a simulated reality? Let's take it a step further. Imagine the possibility that the creators of our universe, whoever or whatever they are, might be watching us, observing how we interact, how we evolve, how we handle love and loss. And maybe, just maybe, they're rooting for us. Here's the paradox. If we are indeed living in a simulation, then our reality might be even more precious. Every experience, every connection, every fleeting moment would become invaluable because it was chosen. It would mean that you were chosen, that your story, your journey was crafted with purpose. So where does that leave us? Are we players in a grand cosmic game, or is the simulation hypothesis just a fascinating idea, a modern myth for an age captivated by technology? Ultimately, the answer may be out of reach. We might never know if we're real or simulated. But maybe that's okay, because whether or not we're part of a simulation, the lives we lead, the choices we make, and the connections we build, those are real to us. And if this life, simulated or not, is all we have, then perhaps that's all the reason we need to make the most of it. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. If you're intrigued by questions like these, hit the subscribe button and join us again as we unravel more mysteries that lie at the very edges of human knowledge. Until next time, question everything.